So
Oh, how
long.
nice. Just 3 question marks.
Island, paradise, question mark, question mark. Lost at sea on an island. Lost in space. I mean, lost from space makes sense.
I mean, technically
maybe some.
the astral plane isn't space, but
Closest we're gonna get.
yeah. As far as you know.
Probably a boring idea, but maybe something like Hails of Malpride, or I don't know.
Ooh, go with like the Tales of Bossing Say, like Tales of Malpry.
Yeah.
Kinda, yeah. That's probably where that idea came from.
I like it. We're good to go. All right. Well, we last left off with my favorite thing in the world, the party split.
Mm-hmm. Never goes bad. Never will.
Castle finds himself at a library, learning about the city, trying to find information about what's going on here and different things like that. Doesn't quite answer all his questions, but learns a lot of good things. Let's see. Charles, Donko, and Wrath go on a shopping trip. And yes, I honestly, I don't remember exactly what you guys got, so that terrifies me. Okay. It is, but it's not, but it is, but it's not, but it is. Anyway, Chance finds himself searching for a contingent, how do I want to put this? Searching for those in his order who have made Malpry their home. He finds them. The symbol of his order, a circle with a crescent moon in it. Finds himself at a place called Mike's Meats. Goes in, talks to Mike, shows him the medallion that he carries around with him, and is led down into a hidden cellar where he comes face to face with a person that he has only dreamt of seeing. His mother. And that's where we will come in. While the three of you, Castle, Donko, Wrath, are heading back to the Golden Corn Tavern, Chance, you stand in absolute shock, staring at a face that you remember so clearly, and yet at the same time is foreign. With more age, more of her fur grayed a little bit, dressed in black leathers with a braid down the back. She looks up at you and, I don't recognize. Sorry, new recruit, right? Good to meet you. Come sit down. Come sit down. And she kind of beckons you to sit at a chair in front of her desk. And she's like, "Can I get you something to drink? We don't get many new recruits. Sorry, we have got some pretty okay alcohol if you need it this late at night. I think we have a pot on for tea, and then some of the most awful coffee you have ever tasted. Sorry, you're probably new to the city. My name is Open Book. You can call me Open Book, I guess. Whatever. What may we call you? You kind of see she's a little flustered about having someone new come in. Right. Is everything okay?
You could call me Chance. Or
Chance.
Chance Darkening Thickets.
At that, her eyes narrow.
And Chance decides to slowly pull out the arcane rod that he's been carrying on his belt and hold it up where she can see it.
It takes her just a brief split second as she recognizes the rod, looks back into your eyes. And she was kind of standing, gathering some papers before you walked in, and she slowly sits in her seat. And looks down, and you see tears falling down her face. A big smile crosses her lips. She looks back at you. I should have recognized your eyes. They are undoubtedly your father's.
It's been a few years, to say the least.
She just kind of puts her face in her hands and weeps for a while before getting up, walking over, and giving you a perfectly executed motherly hug. But she stays absolutely quiet.
Chance ends up hugging her back at the same time.
The hug lasts for as long as you wanted to. She doesn't seem like she's willing to let go.
After a few long moments, Chance starts backing out of the hug a little and asks, where
She kind of
have you?
chuckles. I think we both have a lot of questions. Please come and sit. You can see the business front that she was putting on is completely gone. And she goes, "Can I really get you something to drink? Anything? Because I know I need something stiff right now."
Well, considering circumstances, I'm gonna have to stick with water.
Water it is. And she goes and grabs you guys a couple of drinks. You can see she grabs a big wine bottle. It looks like a big one, nice dark blue wine bottle, and picks it up, picks up glass, puts the glass down, pours you some water, and brings the wine bottle, and your water over and just starts drinking out of the bottle itself. She sits at her desk and goes, "Well, it seems like you found your way to the family business. Surprised your father let you join up."
It was sort of spur of the moment. I mean, there were people about to attack me at the time.
Oh, I'm not sure I really want to hear about that story, but okay. Okay. I never
Hey,
thought I'd see.
curiosity is a big part of life for me. Don't you know?
Always was, yeah. Your father didn't really approve of the order all that much. We joined when we were younger together, and uh, he just thought it was kind of a silly thing to do when we didn't have kids. But then when your siblings and yourself was born, he just kind of up and quit and decided to leave that side of things. I'm sure he's told you all about all that and all the crazy things and adventures we put ourselves in. But okay, she takes another swig. All right, well, I'm talking too much. Your turn. And you see, she is completely flustered with all of this.
Okay. Well, to I I don't know. The reason I started traveling in the first place was because River started traveling like earlier in life, and I wanted to do that. And also, oh yeah, there was also that thing you said about returning the rod back to you if when I got older. I
I
uh,
know. I appreciate your dedication. For a chance, I don't really need it nowadays. It was helpful when I was more in my adventuring time, but now I have a desk job now, apparently. But
I see.
not a bad thing. I've been able to help the city a lot and been able to stop some really bad things from happening. It's been really a good time here uh, in this place.
That's good to know. Um, so those circumstances I mentioned earlier, uh, we may have, well, okay, me and a few fellow adventurers I met very recently may
Oh,
have unwittingly released a mind flayer in the city.
oh, oh.
I assume you know more about what they are beyond fairy tales, because I like just found out recently that mind flayers can like suck brains out or something.
Oh boy. There's a lot to learn here. Um, I've never met one myself, luckily, but mind flayers are very real and very dangerous. Um, and you said something may have happened to release one here in Malprai?
Yeah, it's like circumstantial evidence, but there's this fellow prisoner that after much talking and debate, we decided to.
You're gonna have to rewind a little bit, and
uh, yeah, yeah, okay, so. Okay, so Chance basically just decides to start talking about how he was on assignment to deliver a bag of holding to Lerwick when he got kidnapped by a Kunith, and then talked about how he woke up in a prison with a few other prisoners and they escaped together,
okay.
and a few of the things they learned along the way, including the prisoner called Sothrun. Solthrun.
Sulthrun, yeah.
Yeah.
As you talk and as you describe your latest adventure, you can see her kind of lean back in her seat and then start like shifting down more and more as she takes more and more swigs of the wine.
Okay, Chance is gonna pause and be like, Are you sure you should be drinking that much right now?"
um, probably not, but I have a very high threshold for this. Don't worry about me.
If you say so.
Besides most of this, and she points to the bottle, this is weak stuff. So it just tastes good. Okay, well that's quite a quite a tale.
Yeah. And
So
the way
this-
the way I see it, it's like circumstantial that, according to what my fellow adventurer told, it's like circumstantial that Sulthrun disappeared right when victims of a mind flayer were found. But there's
yeah,
nothing to suggest that he isn't the mind flayer.
true. Yes, all and she kind of picks up a crystal that was on her desk, kind of a squarish quartz-looking gem. Taps it with her thumb and starts speaking into it in a low voice that you have a hard time hearing. You just hear mumbling and hear Illithid, and you can hear words her say, "Keep an eye out," and search and look for the typical signs. And she puts the crystal down. All right, our agents are notified. We'll keep an eye out if there are any more. We'll be able to track this mind flayer down, and maybe with your friends' help. It sounds like they've been around the block a little bit, and we can see if we can take this thing out. If it's still here, you said it disappeared right after the attack.
That's what it sounded like.
Okay. um, she nods. Okay, well, from what I know about mind flayers or illithid is their preferred terminology, I guess you can call it. They aren't very good with practical uses of the arcane magic. So if this mind flayer vanished, there must be something more to him, something more to this Sulthrun than just being an illithid.
Safe assumption.
We'll have to do some research on that. Thank you for bringing this to us. We'll we'll keep an eye out. And
Yeah.
she's
you.
like, speaking of which, she reaches down and pulls out another one of those crystals and hands it to you. This is the way we communicate. It will vibrate in your pocket when someone is talking, and all you need to do is hold it up to your ear and then push on it to speak. You'd say you just have a communication crystal in your inventory.
Okay.
And these ones are specifically attuned to Malpry. So if you go elsewhere in the world, back home or wherever, they probably won't work. I haven't tested it because I haven't left in 15 years, 10 years, 15 years.
Wow.
But it shouldn't work outside of the island city.
Okay. Think good to know. Yeah. And we're still trying to we may or may not be helping the town guard as well with the mind flayer.
Yeah. To be honest, the Legion, they don't know it, but they rely on us more than they should.
Okay.
But, that's what we do in the Order, is we are sent to help. The voice sends us to be where we're supposed to be, to help in the best way possible. So,
about that, I am very sure the voice told me last night to finish my assignments. So I need to get talking to my superior back in Iden about delivering that bag of holding. But
oh yes, of course.
yeah, but one of my fellow adventurers was offering to help me with that as well. Although,
okay, if you have that handled, then should be fine.
Okay.
As long as the voice didn't give you a specific needs to be done today, you should be okay. I mean, there's been plenty of times I've received those instructions, and it's taken a long time before finishing them. So,
good to know.
You should be good.
Okay.
But do you? I'm about done with my work here today. Do you want to go get something to eat and see if we can, I don't know, catch up a bit? I've lost so much time with you and your siblings.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Let me go. There we go. Let me go talk to Asai, and I'll just let him know my findings and things. Give me a sec, okay? As she walks off into one of the back rooms, you can see it very much is like an office space in here with specific desks and cubicles for different people. There's a couple of office-looking rooms in the back, as well as in the far back, probably a solid 50 feet, give or take, from you right now. There is a circular pit filled with sand. You can see several practice dummies set up there, and scorch marks on the wall behind it, and even an overturned and completely charred desk that is kind of sitting next to it. Maybe an accident, maybe not. Who knows? But your mother comes back, and she gestures to the door, and let's head out. And I know this great restaurant just a few blocks from here, and she takes you to the this restaurant called the Terrible Turnip. And you sit down, you have a fantastic conversation with your mother, and catch up a little bit more. You start telling her about your childhood growing up, and you find out that she actually knows a lot of the earlier your earliest memories and things like that. She knows what happened. She fills in some of her gaps with your memories, your stories. Seemingly that she was possibly in contact with your father through those first several years. You also find out why she hasn't left the island in 15 years. On her way here, her ship was caught in a horrible storm that destroyed the ship and left her adrift on a piece of wood for several days. She then washed on the shore of Malpry, half starved and going mad from lack of water. Some people found her, brought her back to health, and ever since then, whenever she gets on a boat, she starts having a massive panic attack, having some sort of PTSD about being on a boat. And so she's decided, out of that fear, to not get back on a boat. And so she hasn't left the island. As you guys are having this conversation and catching back up, Charles, Donko, Wrath, after going shopping, I think you guys just went back to the what's it called? To the Tavern, right?
Yeah, basically. Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, that's right. That's right. So a couple of the sailors that you talked to and whatnot. This time of year, being the end of winter, the beginning of spring, none of them really wanted to sail north into more winter, and it's more like northwest from where Malpry is right now. And so you talk to a lot of them just to see an estimate of how long it would take to get back there, and you get a general idea that it would probably take 2 or 3 months of sailing. Probably 2 months of sailing to make it back to the eastern coast of Okoria. And then from there, traveling around southern, or down the southern coast over to the, where is it? The port. Oops. Sorry, I gotta get my map out. Hold on. The port city of Winter's Hearth, which is kind of the southern end of the Moorcliffs, would take another month. And then traveling on land back to like Misthaven, that area, you're not exactly sure. The sailors haven't really traveled that far inland, but you know it would be a while, a long time. We'll get there in a second, okay? Dunko Wrath, anything before you guys find yourselves eating dinner at the tavern?
No, I think we covered it. I resummoned
I
Albert
would-
already.
Wait, switch a spell once per day?
Tasha's hideous cauldron. Oh, it's not? Oh, okay. No, yeah, you're good.
Aren't all warlock spells the same spell level though?
Well, not the cast level, the actual spells level. So Bane is a first level spell, but if you cast it at 5th level, you'll add more people to it. That kind of a thing. It's still a first level spell, even if you cast it at a higher level.
Um,
Uh-oh, he froze.
not actually played them, no.
Okay. So for druids, they have access to their entire spell list. And if they after a long rest, they can choose which spells to prepare. They have a prepared spell list. Warlocks have a known spell list. Basically, what that means is when you gain a level, you can, you gain more of the amount of known spells. In the original editions, in the original 5th edition, warlocks could learn a certain amount of known spells and were not allowed to switch them until you leveled up. With this rule, it's
Okay.
kind of it's not technically a vanilla rule, but it's kind of our own our home rule here. Just to make things a little more interesting. You can choose one of your spells of any level and switch it out per long rest, and switch it out with another spell of that same level that is still on your spell list. Does that make sense?
I guess so, yeah, since you started talking it's a bit of a homebrew rule about
It is,
changing
yeah.
it per
It's
long
not. I mean,
rest.
in Tasha's Hades Cauldron, it's oh, I see what you did with all of that. Okay. Um, sorry. Yeah, I just looked at your spell list. Technically, some of those spells should be in the other levels because that's the level that they are cast, or that they are. That's the level spell they are. So like, um, no, what Chance did. What did you do?
What did you do?
Oh, when you did it that way. Okay. Yeah, I got you. So, like the fly spell is a third level spell, or a third level spell that you're casting at 5th level.
Okay.
If you wanted to not have this fly spell, you can switch it out for another of the 3rd level that is still on your spell list.
Okay.
Make sense?
I guess so, yeah. So it's a kind of limited being able to tailor the spell lists a bit a day.
Not the spell list, but
There's
your
known
prepared.
spells.
Yeah, your prepared spells.
Okay.
Your known spells. Sorry. Yeah, it's just we thought it was part of Tasha's, but found out it's not, but we're still going to keep it. So just so you are aware.
Okay.
Like Dream. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Crazy handy.
Okay.
Anyway, sorry. Yes. Where were we at before that? Sorry. Dunko Wrath. That's right. Anything you guys want to do before you find yourself in the tavern back
No,
in
I'm
the
set.
tavern?
Yeah. And then I think Charles started saying something about chat. I don't know.
Oh yeah. We'll get to that later. But yes, you and I we'll talk, Brian, okay?
Okay.
Cool. All right. Charles, Dunko, and Wrath, you end up finding yourselves back in the tavern, in the Golden Corn. You notice a couple of things. The sign that Castle had changed from saying no spellcasting to only spellcasting has been replaced, or more, the only has been scratched out and no has been painted above it. There are a couple of patrons out and about. You guys find yourself a table, and a meal is brought over.
Oh,
You start eating and whatnot. A couple more patrons come in and sit down at various tables, and then you all start to notice that there is a group of people coming in, very loud and very rambunctious is probably the best word for it. And they start pestering one of the other patrons, a half-orc sitting in the corner. And then all of a sudden you see that this half-orc's lifted off of his chair, and the group of 6 or 7 other individuals start beating the living crap out of him.
oh.
I will go and try to pull him off of him.
Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
guys, I follow
you're-
just to add some height intimidation.
Sure. You run over there. You're not the first one over there. The bartender actually jumps over the bar and rushes over. And as he gets over there, he grabs the arm of one of the guys. And the guy that he grabs turns around and just decks him across the face. And the bartender falls hard on the ground. As you both run over there, the 7 guys that are just taking turns, just wailing on this half orc, and this half orc's kind of a skinnier guy. He's not a beefy half orc. He's kind of a smaller individual.
Just kind of a dude.
And Wrath, how do you approach this? What do you guys do?
I just see the closest guy that's leaning on him and just try to grab him and throw him backward.
Okay. You reach out and grab him, and he turns and is going to make an attack on you. That's a natural 20.
Nice.
Oh no.
So
No,
you
8 damage. Oof.
you take
Someone's about to rage.
2. You take 6 points of bludgeoning damage. This guy turns and just clobbers you on the side of the head.
Can Charles go or?
Yeah, whatever you guys want to do.
All right, cool.
No.
Would you say that everyone in the fight fits within a 30-foot cube?
Absolutely, yes.
All right. Hypnotic pattern. Unfortunately, that's gonna hit Wrath too, but you know that's a thing I'm willing to do.
It's fine. I'm raging at this point. Wait, is it psychic damage?
It's not damage. That's the best part.
Okay.
It literally is it's basically a flash of
Okay.
colors, and if you fail to save, you're just like stunned for like a minute.
All right.
Well, I'll close my
So what
eyes.
what do they need to do?
They all need to make a wisdom saving throw, including Wrath.
So Wrath, go ahead and make
I'm
that.
over there too, so I also got to make one.
Donko, you too.
Followed.
What's your DC?
Wisdom, you said?
My DC is 18.
Oh no, wait.
It's 18 now?
Yep.
Jeez.
Oh, I got a nat 20
uh,
wisdom save.
I got a
Really?
nat 1. I got a nat 1 wisdom save.
Beautiful.
All right, so 2 guys fail. 2 guys fail. 2 guys fail, and the last guy fails. Yeah.
So all of them fail?
Everyone fails except
Yes.
for Wrath. Wrath, you look up as your head is shaking and you start to see colors and you're like, did this guy hit me that hard? And then you look over and you see Charles out there in the room, or the
I'm holding a
there you go.
a glowing stick of incense, kind of just like burning at my fingertips.
You look over and you recognize this spell as something he's done before, and you're like, "Hoop!" And you just cover your eyes. Donko, you're not that fast.
Oh,
You're
it's nothing.
and you start tripping like none other. Everyone in this area just
They're basically, it says, the creature becomes charmed. While charmed, the creature is incapacitated and has a spell speed of 0.
yeah, no, they don't move, but they
Yeah.
are like reaching up to
Yeah.
these lights that are just so fascinating. Donko, you see
Charles will then take his action to walk up
This
to
is
Donko
cool.
and slap him.
Ah.
Because that literally says the spell ends for an effective creature if it takes any damage or if someone else uses an action to shake the creature out of its stupor. So,
So Donko,
slap.
you're sitting there and you can see sound
It's
all
that,
around you
that old
before
music
clack.
program.
Charles, your hand hurts so freaking bad from slapping
You
this
slapped a
rock
stone.
on his head.
I probably would actually slap the orb, honestly.
That
makes
still
more sense.
hurt.
It's at the right height.
It's like, okay. We have
But
about
Donko
40
will snap out of
seconds.
it.
Nice light show.
We have about 40 seconds before they snap out of it. Come on, get some rope. And we'll start tying up as
just the
many
one
as
that
we
hit me.
can with some rope.
Deck him.
Oh, Wrath can 1v1 whoever he wants. It doesn't matter. That's Wrath's way of tying someone up.
I mean, he could probably 1v7 it, but you know.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, go ahead and make I'll say make 2 dexterity checks each to see how well you're able to tie him up really quickly.
Okay, yeah.
Dex.
Yep. And then Wrath,
Oh,
you just
nice.
want to take anyone who's left.
15 total for me.
What was the second one?
Max.
Go ahead and make 2. You guys managed to get to 2 of them within the time. Stealth check?
Oh, sorry. That's not right. You just said dex checks, right?
Dex checks, yeah. So do you have proficiency in stealth?
In stealth I do, but I
Oh,
don't
okay.
have proficiency in sleight of hand. But I have a +2, so that first one was a 21, and that second one was a 12.
Okay. So it was 15, and what else, Dunko?
That was 15 for me. Oh, 2 each?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I gotcha. 18.
Okay. So you managed to get yours. You feel they're pretty well tied up. Charles, you get one really well tied up, and the other one
I'll use a
isn't
charge. I'll use a charge of my necklace to give myself a
go for
D4 boost. That will boost it up to 14.
14. You know what? That's better. You feel fairly confident on it. You set these 4 down right as the spell ends.
And how many are left? 3?
3 left. The other 3 snap out of it, look around, and look at their friends tied up. Oi! What are you doing? They're gonna start coming at you guys. Roll initiative for me, would you?
Sure.
Oh, I just realized that.
17.
I'm
Nice.
so dumb. I didn't do this now. I have extended spell. I could make it last 2 minutes, which would be plenty of time. Oh well. I took a point of damage earlier. What was that from?
I don't know.
Alright,
Well,
initiate these. Let's get my actual dice.
Wrath got 20. Dunko, what'd you get?
17.
I got 17 as well, but I'm gonna burn my last charge of the day to add another D4.
All right.
And that'll put me at
21.
yes.
Okay. Charles, you're up first.
Cool. I'm in the middle of all of them right now, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
We're just going to do theater of the mind on this one, guys.
Sure. No problem.
Alright, Charles is gonna... Do I want to do something boring or something fun? Let's do something fun.
Is that even a question?
Yeah. Give me a second. What's the scariest thing we've seen?
The scariest thing?
That's
Yeah.
on you guys.
That might be... I mean, I did turn into a giant spider. That was pretty cool.
that'll work. Charles will cast Major Image.
Ooh. All right.
And he will create he will say something that's like, "You don't want to get my pet angry," and he will cast it, and it'll create this sort of fake arcane summoning shoop noise. And it'll be a very, very big spider.
All right. If you do that, these...
And with
Let's
Major
see.
Image, it checks all the boxes for being real. They just they probably don't want to touch it though. I'd probably cover it in like weird fake, like dire animals have weird bone protrusions. A dire spider.
Oh gosh. Where the exoskeleton is also on the inside.
Yes, totally. Sure.
Okay. One of them looks over at it. You kind of placed it behind a lot of these guys. Looks over, like turns over his shoulder and looks at it, and immediately his eyes go wide and he starts freaking out. The other 2 are a little bit slower to look at it, and we'll see if they recognize it their next turn.
Cool.
All right, that's you. Wrath, you're up.
And so I would like to make an unarmed attack on the closest bad guy.
Absolutely. Go for it. Reckless or no?
Yeah, reckless. Raging as well. That's just a D4, right?
What's that?
It's just a D4, right?
Unarmed is 1 plus your strength for damage. But go ahead and see if you hit.
So D20, then plus...
Roll it twice for advantage. Reckless. I know it's been a couple of weeks, guys.
Yeah. Doing the unarmed where I can normally just click on a weapon to attack with it. I don't remember what to add.
I know, right? So that'd be plus your strength. So plus 4, 21.
21 and 17.
That definitely hits. Yeah. So you,
Oh.
how do you, what does this look like?
I realized that they want to attack us. I just look at the closest guy and really deck him in the face.
All right. You turn, and this is the guy that actually hits you, and you just smile in satisfaction, pull back, and just punch him straight in the nose. You hear a pop as the nose just cracks, and you see as you pull your hand back or as you follow through, his nose is now just blood is gushing out of to one side. He's, and he seems like he's getting pretty ticked. Luckily, unfortunately, that was not the guy who saw the giant spider. It was one of the other guys. Okay. That was one attack. You have 2.
I need to roll damage for that still, and I would like to throw a menacing attack maneuver in there.
Oh. Remind me what that does?
So they have to make a wisdom save against 16. A failed save, they are frightened.
That is a
And
fail.
my next turn. They are frightened until the end of my next.
Until the end of your next turn. Very nice. So for the damage on that, it's actually 1 plus your strength. So you do 5 damage.
1 plus strength, 5, and then I do a plus D8 for my priority die.
Oh, nice. Yeah, go for it.
7, 12.
Yeah, okay. You just clobber this guy, and he drops to one knee, blood gushing out on one side, and you can hear him just moaning out at the at the pain. Cool, that was one attack. You have a second one now.
Is there anybody with a weapon?
No one's got a weapon.
And I'm
They're
just gonna
just
look to the
causing
next closest guy to me and another unarmed attack.
Go for it.
Okay, that was an 8 and a 4.
That's okay. Ed.
Plus,
Plus 4, 12 still hits.
do that, and then I'll throw another menacing attack into that.
Awesome. Okay.
It's 3 plus 5, 8.
8 points of damage. Whew.
Is also frightened.
He is also, well, let's see. Yep, yeah, he's also frightened. Okay, you see these two, you just clobber one, clobber the next, and as they both kind of hold in their faces, they look up at you and they see your rage and your just sheer terror, just sheer horrifying visage, and they just, their eyes go wide and they are quite scared. Okay, well, now Donko.
All right. So how many are left standing after the wrath punching? Are they all
All of
still
them
up?
are left standing. One of them is terrified of a giant spider. Two of them are terrified of wrath, which arguably is more terrifying.
Are they just in commoner clothing, I assume? They're not in
Yeah,
armor?
I mean,
Okay.
for the most part, they just kind of look like street thugs almost.
Okay. I'm going to grab one by the face on both sides of his head and have him look at me. And I'm going to hit him with some confusion. Oh, it's a radius. So I hit them all with confusion after grabbing his face.
You still grab the face. You just...
Yeah. And then each creature in a 10-foot radius sphere centered on a point within range. Fist of mine. Each creature make succeed a wisdom saving throw.
Guys, these
What are you
guys are
doing to me?
they're not wise. I mean, jeez. Yeah, no. I rolled a 6, an 8, and a 10. So I'm assuming those all fit.
So this is great. They can't take reactions, and whenever it's their turn, they must roll a d10 to decide what they do.
To decide what they do?
Yeah,
Wait, you cast
yeah,
confusion?
I did.
Oh no. Okay.
Okay. Oh,
Give me your
so the
eye.
3 are confused, and the 3 are terrified and frightened of... Wow, okay. Sure. It's now their turn.
All right,
All right, roll.
let the dice roll begin. So, do you want me to? Or are you rolling?
I got a 10 and a 4 and a 7.
10, they can act and move as normal. That's
Okay.
good. The 4, creature doesn't move or take action, and a 7, the creature uses action to make a melee attack against a randomly determined creature within its reach. So,
All right.
whichever one failed that, yeah.
Cool. So the 10, the guy who's on the ground, kind of gets up, looks at his companions, and "Oh, screw this," and starts booking it out of the tavern.
Nice.
The 4 just stands there. You see his eyes wide with terror, and you can see him twitching to move, but he can't. Just can't for some reason. The 7, I'm going to roll a d6 on a 1 to 3. It attacks Wrath. On a 4 to 6, it attacks its companion. It rolled a 3, so it's attacking Wrath.
All right.
It has disadvantage of me.
But it also has advantage because you did Reckless. So a single roll, it rolled a 6, and it misses. He flails wide, and you just catch his hand and shove it back. Yeah, okay. Nope, that was it. Charles, anything?
At this point, the fight's basically over in Charles's mind. He's going to make the spider make some intimidating moves, and he's just going to go sit down at a table and wait for the guard to show up or something.
All right, you just flick your one finger at the spider, just turn and walk away as the
Watch
spider
them.
goes, just coming at it. It's the one guy who did see it, is the one that's frozen and can't move, and is watching this thing come at him. You hear him start to scream bloody murder.
He's not coming at him, just
Nice.
watching him. Of course, watching is still terrifying, but you know.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, Wrath.
I just start throwing them out.
Sure.
One at a time.
Go-
Just
go
toss them
ahead.
out.
Go ahead and make an athletics check with advantage.
If Wrath is
Reloaded
just
my
starting to
roll
throw
20.
them out, Charles is just gonna dissipate the illusion.
Yeah, easy enough.
Fake unsummoning noise. Yeah.
Just reloaded my roll 20, so I'm waiting for my character sheet to come back.
Oh, you're good. Is it being slow for everyone else tonight too?
Yeah.
It's not that bad
Okay.
for me, but
The roll 20 site or
Yeah.
okay.
Was it athletics?
Athletics. Yep. Make it with advantage because you're raging.
18.
18, easy enough. You take the other two, the one who's just terrified and frightened, can't move, the other one who you just push back, you grab him by the scruff, lift him up, lift the other guy up, and throw them out the door, and then proceed to pick up all of their tied companions and do the same. At this point, the barkeep shakes his head, and gets up. Well, looks at Donko and you guys and Wrath, who is standing up. Oh, thank you. That was quite the blow. And he goes back, and you see him putting some steak on his blackened eye.
Rico, you have any healing magic left over?
Oh yes, I'm sure.
If you
Are
would
you?
help the man.
Oh, right.
Other people.
I just kind of finger snap, Shazam, and healing word him in the face.
Healing
You can see.
in the face.
How's that for no casting, huh?
You see as he slaps the steak on, he feels like starting to feel absolutely better. Takes it off and goes, "Huh, these things are amazing." And it goes back into the back.
Yes, well, a good steak. I mean,
You
something
can
about what people do when they eat steak analogy.
at the same point, you also hear groaning from the half orc that was just beaten up.
Oh,
In the
and
corner.
also Shazam.
Okay, go ahead and roll your healing there for him.
For a healing word, I believe it's. Where are you? There you
24 plus your spellcasting modifier.
are. Right. 2 plus 5, so 7.
He heals 7. You can see he's shaking his head on the ground, and as you cast the spell and healing word him to the face, he looks up and looks around, stands up with a groan. No way. Charles?
Uh-oh.
Charles freaking Goodman!
Charles is having a silent panic attack. Does he recognize this man?
You look up and go ahead and make an insight check real quick.
Oh, okay, insight. That's fine. $18. Wow, that's really good.
He looks like he's lost a lot of weight, and his tusks are grown in just a little bit
wait,
more.
is this the guy I think it is? Oh no. I forgot I gave you a bunch of NPCs.
Just for later.
Okay. And he looks a lot more gaunt and a lot more like smaller than you recognize. He's not wearing his fancy of clothes, but this is without a doubt, and you can see his eyes and his face, Dr. Iris Ingerton, a colleague of yours.
Okay.
A colleague of yours from the College of Blue Light.
Right.
He walks over. I thought they had hit me in the head way too hard. But I thought, what are you? You're dead. What are you doing here?
You're dead, Charles. Why didn't you tell me?
I didn't know I was dead. No one informed me. Well, I might as well be dead to everyone back at home. That's
what everyone's
very
told
long
me.
Story. It's Come on over here. Let me get you a drink.
He grabs a chair and joins your table. Oh man, you are a sight for sore eyes. I'd never.
What are you doing here? Last I saw you, you were pushing pencils back at the university.
Oh yeah, that was a rough one, man. Oh yeah, I decided to get a different view, different. I needed to get away from my wife, basically.
Yeah.
I
meant to ask you about that. Yeah, that's She was a little rough around the edges, if I remember.
Oh, she was a piece of work, definitely. I'm thinking those guys might have been from her, but I don't know for sure. But yeah, no, I got away from her, and I'm conducting my own research up here. I'm looking to expand my horizons, if you will. Been here for a couple of months, so yeah.
All right.
What are you doing here?
Oh well.
Last I heard, you were raiding some tomb or something, and then you died.
Well, rumors of my death are greatly exaggerated.
As they normally are for you.
Here, what's your preferred drink? Let me buy you something.
I'm good with whiskey right now.
Yeah, all right, good. Well, 2 whiskeys, please.
The barkeep looks over. Aye, aye.
Good for my alchemy.
Good for my alchemy.
What?
Huh?
Sorry. Your friends. I am Dr. Iris Ingerton. It is good to meet the others, and I'm assuming. And he looks at Wrath. I'm assuming you're the one who took care of those guys. Because
You know.
wow. Well, thank you. Really, I really appreciate it.
Welcome. Do you know if there's any more of those steaks?
What stakes?
But he had a steak.
No,
I
not
just
this
want
guy.
steak.
The bartender had a steak.
Bartender had it.
Oh, thank you, Charles. I go over to the bartender.
You ask for a steak.
The bartender looks at you. Oh yeah, I've got a nice steak. It just healed me, so I'll cook that up for you. I'll bring it out. Rare, medium rare. What do you like?
Very rare.
Very rare. I will have it mooing for you. He goes into the back and calls out, "I need that steak I just put away."
Oh, well. Well, I was raiding the tomb, as I was, or not raiding it, but investigating it, doing that forward expedition I got funded for. And then everything was going pretty well. I would show you the diagrams and writings I'd had if I had all of them on my person.
Oh man, you lost him. The college isn't going to be happy about that.
Yeah.
They've tagged you for dead for what's it been, 6 months now?
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, they're all. It's a long story. Here, let's continue with that story, shall I? I documented a bunch of the ruins. It was all very interesting. The ruins were exactly where I thought they would be. The geography matched up. And then I came across a hidden tomb within the ruin, if you would. Untouched by tomb raiders. While the rest of it seemed to have been pillaged to some extent, not semi-lightly, this area was pristine. Completely untouched for
that's
who
a
knows
rare
how long.
find.
Exactly. I walk in, I look around, and I see this, and Charles just starts describing the area. This entire area of skeletons, all kneeling in a prayer position surrounding an altar. And on that altar, I see this, and I pull out my medallion. And, well, I guess some form of impulse came over me. I decided to put on the medallion.
Rookie mistake, man.
Yes, you know, looking back on it, it was such a cool-looking thing, though, and I don't know. Perhaps it was magical and overcame me. Anyway, next thing I knew, I'm on the ground, in a grassy field, in a forest, heads bleeding, halfway across the world in Okoria.
Okoria?
Yes.
Oh, man.
If you would believe it. Oh.
Now, question. East or West Okoria? Civilized or uncivilized?
Uncivilized.
Uncivilized. Oh, man.
From what well, was it Western or Eastern? It was actually Western, wasn't it?
It's Western, yeah.
Oh, okay. It was Western, but it was Southwestern. It was near this small logging town called Misthaven. Yeah, I hadn't heard of it either. Have you heard of Feyheim?
No.
No, okay, well.
As far as I understood, most of that western half past the west of the Janaea Mountains was unexplored. So, of course, that was the last I had heard, and that's been while.
Yes. Anyway, I've been learning a thing or two, trying to amass enough renown and/or money to return. Got caught up in a few other things, which I'll gladly detail to you. Needless to say,
Of course, in the classic Goodman fashion,
Uh-huh.
right?
Oh, it's so good to hear a familiar voice. Oh my goodness. It's been...
I agree. It's been...
Aren't I a familiar voice now?
Yes, you are, Donko, but...
So, sorry, I never caught names. It's Dunko, right?
Yes,
Mr.
yes, Donko.
Dunko.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic. And you, my warrior savior, apparently. What can I call you?
May Wrath.
Wrath. Good to meet you both. I appreciate the aid back there, and he starts kind of droning on about how you can never trust these dive bars, these rougher neighborhoods. And Charles, as he starts to talk, your sight starts to pull back. And as you close your eyes for a second and open them, you are no longer in the tavern.
Hmm?
You see a sky of red, broiling clouds, bright red lightning, and thunder around you. You see that you're standing on a plateau of obsidian, perfectly smooth on top, yet jagged on all the edges. And out of the center of this plateau, you see the familiar form of your patron. Marbled white and black skin emerge from the obsidian. And you hear let me see here real quick.
Do what do I owe the pleasure, Gorgatiel?
Oops. You see Gorgatiel open its arms
You continue. I gotta let some dogs out.
and say in your mind, "My servant slave, I have been watching and am impressed. We will move forward with the plans."
Excuse me, what plans?
And it stretches its arms down to either side of him. And runes start to glow within the obsidian
Oh, okay.
into two different patterns. Memorize. Then go and pull them out.
Charles will quickly memorize or attempt to memorize them.
Easy enough. You find that as you stare at them, they start to be almost painfully burned into your mind, into your memory. Then you blink in pain and open your eyes, and I cannot just say enough how thankful I am. I know I've said that a lot. I'm sorry. I'm just one of those guys who, when something good happens to me, I just... Yeah. Anyway, Charles, I am looking forward to those tales. I actually have a meeting I need to get to.
Is anybody else from the university with you here?
Oh no, I came by myself.
Okay. All right.
It was a harrowing journey, to say the least. I'll regale you with that tale after you're done with yours.
Were
more
those
harrowing.
men? Were those men truly just randomly beating you up? Was it? Do you have any idea why?
I don't know, honestly. It's
Is he telling
Or-
the truth?
Go ahead and make an insight check.
All right. That's an 8.
You know your friend. He seems to be telling the truth.
All right.
But he looks over to the table he was sitting at, and there's another gentleman sitting there, kind of a finer dressed. He's got a kind of a nice collared shirt. Wow, that's hard to say. And a vest on, black slacks. And he's holding up a timepiece, a little stopwatch or a pocket watch, and just kind of looking at the time and looking around. I really got to go, but Charles, are you staying here?
Yes, this is where we're currently staying.
Okay. I'll talk to you in a bit. And he goes over to his meeting.
All right.
So,
Fill me in super quick. What was he telling the truth about?
Oh, I just asked him if like he had any idea why those guys attacked him,
Oh, okay. And he said no.
and he said no.
Okay.
So, anything else you guys want to do real quick before?
No.
The three of them are.
Yeah.
Or okay.
Chance, we'll get to you right now. We cut back to as you guys are finishing your meals and whatnot. Chance, you're finishing your meal with your mom, and she's in the middle of describing what she does here in Malpry. So yeah, I keep an eye on the. Sounds kind of boring, but I am a bookkeeper for the city. Basically, I keep track of all of the imported magical items, and if there's any discrepancies, we either alert the guards or we go and take care of it ourselves. It's been a really nice pace. The voice way back in the day had us going on all these crazy adventures and saving towns and all these different things, but I'm a bit older than I used to be, and so I really enjoy the slower pace of this, with, of course, little snippets of adventure along the way. It's been quite fun. I've really enjoyed it. Plus, I am really good at it. Just putting that out there. So yeah. Oh, I am stuffed. Where are you staying in town?
I believe it's called the Golden Corn Tavern. It's actually like, oh man, what is that? 15-ish miles away. On the near the eastern port-ish.
Oh yeah, you're in Eastport. Yeah, I know the area quite well. Tell you what, and she looks outside and it's dark out right now. It's quite late. 6. You're not going to make it there at a decent hour. Why don't you come back to the contingent with me, and you can crash there for the night. How does that sound?
Sounds good. I would like. You have any way of like sending a quick message if I tell you to one of my new friends that I'm not making it back for the night?
Give me a sec. And she takes out the crystal, clicks on it, and starts speaking it. Hey, is anyone over in the Eastport, in the Tavern district? And holds it up to her ear. Perfect. We might need a message sent to someone in the what was it called? The Golden Corn? Yeah, the Golden Corn Tavern.
Yeah.
Can you do that? Perfect. And she hands you the crystal, and just go ahead and describe who your friends are, and they'll they'll find them.
Thank you. Chance takes the crystal and basically starts describing that the group of Charles Goodman, the half elf, and then there's 2 Warforged. Let's see, was it Castle and Donko, and then with them there's also the Wrath the Bugbear.
Okay. You wait a second and you hear reply. All right, I'm coming up to the Golden Corn now. Give me a second. And Charles Donko Wrath, you see a gentleman walk in, kind of in brown leathers, looking around, and he pegs you 3 and makes a beeline for you. All right, are you known as the Sentinels?
Yes. Who wants to know?
Perhaps.
I have a message here for you. And he hands one of you guys who wants to take the crystal.
I can take it.
Here. Just press your thumb against it, and you can talk into it, and then hold it up to your ear to receive that message.
Well, I've used this.
He holds the crystal. All right, you have your allies here. Here's the half elf, and he hands it over.
This is Charles Goodman.
Oh, good to hear you, Charles. Chance here. Yeah. Wondered a little too far away to get back there a decent hour. Just letting you guys know I'm not gonna be back till morning.
Okay, that's understandable. Castle hasn't showed up either, and so he may be doing his own thing for the night, which is fine. As long as you're safe, we may be trying to figure out how to get out of here sometime soon. We may regroup tomorrow to talk about what we found out.
Sounds good.
All right, good. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too.
I'll hand it back to the guy.
Hi, thank you. And he walks out.
Okay.
Huh. I guess our friend has some connections in the city?
Seems that way.
Maybe easier to get off this thing than normal.
Yeah.
Your mother, Chance, your mother hand grabs the crystal back. Quite handy, eh?
It is. I forgot for a moment there that I had one of my own.
So did I. She puts the crystal away and well, let's get back to the contingent, and we can head to my my suite, and I'll get you set up with a nice place tonight, okay?
Sounds good.
Okay.
One last question, by the way.
Yeah.
Do you have resources here regarding, like, I suppose, fairly quick magical transportation, basically?
I mean, our contingent has a teleportation circle, but it's a permanent one, so it's a here only kind of place, kind of way. I don't know how familiar you are with the teleportation circles, but they each of these permanent circles have a key, almost a rune that ties it to that place, and ours has one of those runes, and we can use it to come back here quickly. And if any of your allies know any of the others, we can. I mean, they can obviously, if they know any of the others, they can transport there no matter what. So.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Well, maybe tomorrow we can get your friends over here and we can see what's going on with everybody.
Well, first I want to regroup with them first to, as we said, figure out what we're doing.
Yeah, of course. Well, let's head on back, and you head back to the contingent. She takes you kind of in some of the back rooms, takes out a key, unlocks a door. Well, welcome to my suite. It's not much, but it's it's home. And you see there's a couple of different rooms in here. There's a small kitchen and living area, a bedroom in the back, and she's like, well, thanks to the city, we have running water and plumbing, which is quite nice. We've just had that installed, what was it? I guess it has been 10 years now. Anyway, that's all relatively new. The city engineers are absolutely amazing. Anyway, let's get you in. She sets you up on one of the couches. And anything else you guys want to do before bedtime? Anybody?
Hmm,
Um,
let's see. There was. Wait, did I bring it with me? Is the question. No, never mind.
Okay.
I was gonna do some alchemy, but I don't have my kit. It was in my other bag.
Yeah.
uh,
But anyway, sleep takes you all into the blissful realm of dreams. For those who dream. Donko, you're kind of out of luck there. But the morning comes. Chance, you wake up at some undetermined time because there are no windows down here underground. You wake up to the sizzling of something on the stove as your mom is making breakfast.
oh, that smells pretty good. What you cooking?
Oh, I've got some bacon and eggs, and this. We don't have much of it up in up on the peninsula, but it's this thing called a potato. You can kind of shred it up and make some really good. I call them. I call it a potato grate. You'll see. It's really interesting. Anyway, she serves you guys breakfast, and everything is quite delicious. For the other three, you all wake up. It is still a bit chilly of a morning. Those who didn't sleep all night, you saw that there was still a little bit of a frost out early morning, but it's now melted. But the day is yours. What would you guys like to do?
All right.
Well, we should probably locate Castle just in case.
Yes, he didn't come back last night, which worries me and doesn't worry me at the same time. He seems.
At that point, you hear a knock on your door.
Come in.
The door tentatively opens, and you see Castle walk in.
That solves that problem right there.
There we go. We were just talking about your castle. A little worried about you.
Oh yeah, I'm okay. I got lost a little bit. Sorry, walking most of the night. I'm a little tired.
Yeah, I'd imagine. You should take your little rest you like to do.
Yeah, I think I'll do that. You kind of
Recharge your batteries. What's a battery?
He walks over to the corner and just kind of sits down, and he goes, "I've been reading a lot and learning a lot about the city and its importance on the trade routes and really fascinating stuff."
I will be right back.
Okay. Sounds good. But yeah, I'll take my rest now.
Just in the middle of the room.
Oh no, he's sitting in the corner.
All right.
That would be a castle thing to do, though.
It would. I feel mid-sentence. All right. Well. There's a lot of things on my mind. One of them being the invasion imminent on our entire world. That's a bit of a of a soft point.
I mean, just a normal Tuesday, am I right?
No,
No,
you're not.
Real quick before we move on to the next day of things, this is more of a DM question. Did you ever come up with what is written on Donko's face? Because Chance would be able to read it because of his feet, right?
Well, technically, what
Good
was on your
point.
face is kind of marred for a lot of reasons.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure we like sanded it down. Before we did that, I took a rubbing of it.
that's
but
true.
It's in
That's
the bag
true.
of holding.
Oh, good. Either way, though, I mean, if you came up with something for that,
I will keep that in mind. But he's also not
Okay.
there right now, so
true.
Yeah,
I just wanted to
I
know if
literally
that was
have it in
something
my
you
inventory.
figured out.
Rubbing of Donko's faceplate.
Right. I do remember that. Okay. Okay, then yeah. Well, I mean, I guess we need to come to a decision. Are we leaving? Are we staying? I would like to get my bag back.
I would
There are
too,
many
but
useful heads and other things in that bag.
something funny happened yesterday. I don't know if any of you noticed me zone out for a second, but my good
Yes.
patron friend appeared to me and showed me a few symbols that I
Oh, good.
believe are teleportation runes. I don't know where
But,
they.
like-
Do I know where they go? I don't know where they go.
So if we wanted to leave, I mean, we've been zooped and zopped about. What's another zoop?
we probably want to grab Chance before we do that.
That's a good point. Yes.
Yeah, let's do that.
Did the messenger friend say where he was? Did they say on the? We don't know.
He didn't, did he? Oh, that's rough. Let's just... I guess we'll just wait here for him. Perhaps
Okay.
I'll run into my good friend again. My good friend Iris.
Yes, fellow from the college.
Yeah,
Which
he
we
was
failed
he was one of the... I believe he was one of, if I remember correctly, my original... He was a fellow student for a time, but then he got a job at the university, helping out with a bit of their archaeology department. I guess he broke off from that though, and man, that was a blast from the past. I really need to contact.
What a crazy coincidence!
Yeah.
Running into him here of all places.
It was a little weird. I mean, I know a lot of people. Honestly, I'm surprised I haven't run into more people.
Yes. Me too. I know many bird-related people.
I don't think many of the Druids are going to be traveling around the world when we literally just got their home back for them.
That's fair enough. So now
we'll just
We
wait for
wait
Chance to
for the
come
day,
back.
yeah. Just goofing around, playing with some of our kits.
Well, I don't have any of my
Sleeping.
kits anymore,
I
unfortunately.
mix some herbs together. Can I attempt to make something? My herbalism.
Go ahead and make an herbalism check. So intelligence plus. Nope, just intelligence
herbalism
because you
is-
don't have a kit.
Herbalism is wisdom, poisoner's intelligence.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I do have my herbalism kit on me at all times because it is me.
Okay, sure. Add your proficiency to it then. What are you trying to make?
I just want to try to make something useful out of what I have. A lot of things were probably killed in a lot of action.
Yeah.
So,
Miracle Grow.
not much. 12.
12?
Yeah.
You grab the bud of a flower that has been kind of growing out of one of your shoulder plates. You grab that, you grind it up. You reach down into your armpit, pull out a mushroom, grind that in there as well. You add a little bit of water, and then you look around, grab
One of Charles's hairs, just
No. Sure, you can grab Charles's hair and put it in there. You also grab the tankard that Wrath is holding and pour a little bit of the alcohol that's in there into the thing, and you start to see it.
You'll have it all back.
You start to see it react kind of violently to it. It starts to foam up and froth. You mix it all together quite nicely. You pull out an empty vial and pour it in there and hold it up to the light, trying to see if there's, any properties to it. And you can see that it's, without the light, it's this pitch black liquid. And you hold it up to the light, and you can kind of see little bits and pieces of whatever you put in there swirling around Charles' hair. And you're not sure what it does, but it seemed to react to something.
Potion of question mark.
Yep, perfect. Okay. So you guys head back down. Charles, you do see Iris over in the same corner there, and the individual that he was talking to late last night was there also, and they're just chatting in the corner. Iris kind of sees you come down. You guys come out of the back halls, and just kind of waves at you as you come out into the tavern area. Chance, over breakfast, you wanted to ask something.
Yeah, Chance noticed what name his mother has given, and so Chance asks her. So you introduced yourself as Open Book, right? But what are you?
I was wondering if you'd catch that. Yeah, I needed to. This job, this life, sometimes breeds enemies. And I had found shortly after coming here and being marooned that one of those enemies followed me. So I had to create a disguise, a persona, in order to avoid them until they left. And then it just stuck.
Okay. Sounds good enough. All right.
So you guys finish up your meal, and she goes, "We have a fantastic public transportation system here. Carriages and horse-drawn trolleys that take you everywhere. I'll get you set up heading back to the Eastport Tavern District. Sound good?"
Sounds good.
It'll cut the traveling time in half.
Oh, yeah, definitely good then.
Yeah. So you guys head outside, she gets you set up, and you start heading back. On your way back, Charles, you guys are having whatever meal, whatever you guys are doing down there. Donko's concocting something weird in the corner as he snags a hair off of your head. Wrath, what are you doing at this point?
Are we still in our room?
No, we're probably in the tavern eating.
Yeah, I assumed you guys went down to the tavern, unless you wanted to stay in the room.
I'm probably just doing my own thing, eating.
Okay. Sounds good. Iris gets up and walks over, and his companion follows. Hey, Charles, I have a kind of an odd question for you. I know you guys just got here, but are you interested in a job by any chance? You and your crew?
Well, we could be.
It'll be a short one, right? Right, Judith? And the other man goes, "Yes, it will be a very short job." Yeah, so
I kind of
are you guys...
What's the pay?
Judith looks up, or the companion, Irish's companion, looks over at you. The The pay is lots and lots of gold, woodman.
But how much quantifiably? Like a mound, or like pouch, or like
Like 3,000.
Charles? Is that a lot?
Yes. I was gonna say something, but then.
Rats, you wanna make some money?
I have a
Who is
lot
this
of
guy?
money.
Who is this like fellow
We
that
get to
he's with
fight
right
stuff?
now? What's he look like? What's his deal?
So he looks kind of like a nobleman, I guess the best way to describe him. He's got as I kind of described him last night, he's obviously changed his shirt at this point and his pants, but he's got a nicer physique. He's got a nice chin strap beard. Hair is short with some graying tips. He's human. And Iris then kind of looks at as you're looking over this individual. Yes, let me introduce you guys. Charles Goodman. This is Julith Chimeran, one of my associates here in Malpry. Julith bows. It is nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure. What does this job entail then?
I deal in importing and exporting, specifically magic items. This is
Charles is gonna, while he's explaining this, he's going to expend a meta magic point to do subtle spell and
Okay.
cast detect thoughts and basically just read his surface thoughts as he's describing what it is and see if there's any other meanings to what he's saying.
Sounds good. For that first little bit, it's exactly as he says.
Okay.
I have been thieved from. That is not the right word. I have been the victim of a theft. My most recent magic shipment was robbed. A single item was stolen, but it was the most valuable of the shipment. I need to recover it, or the losses will be great.
Okay.
And as you're reading those thoughts, a name or a phrase passes through his head of when he talks about the single item that was stolen. The staff of the Magi is what the item is called. It is powerful magic that in wrong hands would be bad for the city, island.
Okay. Do you need us to simply locate it, or do you know where it is?
I suspect where it is. The local thieves guild, or pirates guild as they call themselves, has been active recently, and my ship, the captain of the ship, reported them as being the assailants. They left people alive, except for a couple people, but they're the ones who stole the item. I don't know where they call home, what is the right nautical phrase, where their birth is, but I know they attacked the ship as it was coming into Westport.
Okay.
It was quick, precise, almost as if they knew what to grab
Hmm.
and when.
They probably did then. We can look into it. Obviously can't promise anything right now, but if you promise a reward if we deliver it to you, I'm glad to do that.
I will promise reward. As I said, 3,000 gold pieces for the return of this magic item.
And perhaps a magic item shop discount.
I do not own a
And
magic item shop.
Oh, right. Import, export. Fair enough. Right.
Yes.
Uh,
I sell to the magic item shops.
Ah, yes.
very
Maybe
well.
a bag
We-
holding gets lost in. Never mind.
We can look into it. As an alternative to the money, or perhaps we have something that we are in need of, quite dire. Do you have any access to any form of teleportation magic?
I am no spellweaver.
But do you have connections?
That sort, no, unfortunately.
All right.
I live here. I do work here. I have no need to move around Unaria.
Well, very well. If you have any idea for how a group of, 4 or 5 individuals could teleport all the way to Orcoria, that would be wonderful. Otherwise, we'll do... the money would suffice.
I will see what I can come up with.
Because, honestly, I'm borderline, I would take a third of that reward or less if you could figure out some form of way for us to get there quickly. But, that is simply throwing it out there.
He nods to you and thank you. You can contact Iris here to get it to me.
Okay. Sounds good.
He nods to Iris and walks out. Iris then looks at you. Hey, good choice. He's got deep pockets, man.
It seems like it. Alright.
Might I suggest a means of moving forward with that one?
Yeah.
As I said, I've been here a few months. I've been to all of the different ports. He said that they attacked right off of Westport. That means they have to be close if they mean to escape quickly.
I had the exact same thought. It has to be at least somewhere within there where they can hide themselves.
Yeah. I don't know Westport as well. I've been more over here on Eastport for the last little bit, but it's a it's a trek to get over there without the local transportation, which is actually pretty quick. So it's kind of amazing. They have these. It's kind of cool. They have these. How to describe them? These carriages that are hovering just a little bit, and then are on a track, and then they're pushed super hard in one direction, and they just go super fast. You can get to Westport in a matter of hours instead of 2 days on foot.
That's some insane travel.
It's expensive, and if it's not always the most safe. Since I've been here, there's been a couple that have crashed, but it's fast, and it's really an amazing piece of Arcana tech. Brand new here. Just came about the last 2 months.
Oh, wow.
I say we do that.
Sure.
Sounds like fun.
Let's wait for Chance to show up. He said he would be meeting us today. I assume he did, at least.
We'll probably need to wait.
Oh, another
Castle.
one of your friends?
Yes, another friend of mine. He's a tabaxi. We just met him, actually.
Oh,
Very
okay.
amicable fellow.
Oh, good.
So we'll just wait for Chance to show up, basically.
Okay. About midday, Chance, you pull up into this area. The horse-drawn trolley was kind of packed with a bunch of people. You're kind of in there like a subway car in LA, and you all file out, and you hear the conductor up front. Eastport, the Tavern District, Eastport Tavern District, and you guys climb off, and you can see several taverns just all around, but you quickly get your bearing and find your way to the Golden Corn. And as you walk in, you see the three of them plus a half orc, a smaller half orc figure, sitting at a table, just kind of chatting.
There you are.
Hey, it looks like you have another friend there.
Yes, this is a friend I met. Well, not met, but a good friend of mine from my college days.
You got that right. His
Nice to
only
meet
friend from college days.
Oh, please. I had plenty of friends. I mean, there was...
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Hector was a great guy. I love that guy.
Hector. Really? You called him a friend? Okay,
Yes,
sure.
of course. And, anyway.
Jim.
And then there was good old Milo, who was
Okay, let's not talk about
all
him.
sorts of fun.
Okay. Anyway. Chance, we've been offered a job that pays quite well. Are you interested?
Yeah, but hold up first. Chance is gonna like turn to Iris and extend his hand first, shaking it like, "Nice to meet you. I'm Chance. Full name actually, for Chance Darkening Thicket."
That's a mouthful, but good to meet you anyway. FTDT.
I'm assuming Chance is fine, but that's good to know your full name.
Oh yeah, just call me Chance.
Chance it is. All right.
All right. So now the job. Yeah,
I'll explain the job
Yeah, I
real
would
quick
be
and basically everything we know about it. Avoid repeating ourselves.
Thank you.
Yeah, Bob. Yeah, I can help you guys with that. Yeah.
Yeah, give us a bit of money to help us get out of here. Actually, Chance, what have you been up to? Where have you been?
I did find connections, including a very personal one.
Oh.
You know that my mother that I talked about leaving when I was a kid?
Yeah.
No.
She's been here for a while.
What?
Yeah. I know
And I just asked you about that. Wow.
I didn't expect her to be here.
What an island of convenience and
Crazy.
good timing.
It's a
Yeah,
small
my
island after all.
I wonder if
Small
there's
world
another
after
Donko
all.
here. I start looking around for another Donko just in case.
Make a perception check. Raph, what were you saying?
Just saying, I ran into my brother recently and he tried to kill me.
Wait, who did? Rat's brother?
Yes.
Spear.
Oh, a
What was
lot.
a spear of flight?
Yeah,
25.
did you text me?
No, not family.
Oh,
it was
yeah,
Spear.
sorry. Give me 2 seconds.
Uh-oh.
Okay, give me 2 seconds. Okay, sorry. Donko, what'd you get?
25.
25. You look around, and out of the corner of your eye, you see wood start to move.
Oh.
And you look over, and it's gone. You don't know where it went. Something moved out of the corner of your eye. You're pretty sure.
This needs investigating. Albert!
Albert.
And I send him out.
Albert flies out and comes back with a tree branch. This just fell outside. And like when I say a tree branch, he's like carrying this little piece and it extends out to this massive thing. He's just dragging it in with his claws and his beak.
Ah, could have been. Oh well. To the job then.
Yeah. Also, I do have. We may be able. We may be able to access the teleportation circle later when we have other things taken care
Oh,
of.
here. That is extremely helpful because I just so happen to have 2 teleportation circle runes that I have no idea where they go to. So if I were to go through, it's kind of a one-way deal. But if you give me, or if we have a way to teleport ourselves back here, that would be extremely useful.
around.
So I could figure out where they go, and then get the heck out of there if it's bad.
I can ask for I can ask for that when we get around to it.
All right.
All right.
Also, Charles, I've been thinking about it. I need something to tell you about later after the job.
Oh, very well. Let's get
We
going.
wait
then.
castle and make our way for the train.
Yep.
I'm sure he would be ecstatic about it, but
Iris goes, all right, so the tram, it's a little walk from here, but we can, it's not too bad. Come on, follow me. And he starts walking with you guys. As you're traveling down these streets, these roads, some grow wider and have like multiple lanes as carriages and things are going by. Some grow smaller and thinner and have just foot traffic. During one of these bigger streets, you see there aren't as many people here. Several people walking by. You see one bigger guy just full on cloaked, walking straight ahead of you, and a carriage, a big black carriage that is like gold embroidered, is coming towards you guys, and this bigger individual who's walking maybe 10, 15, 20 feet ahead of you stops, holds out a hand, and the carriage immediately shoots up into the air, falls onto its side as this jut of rock crashes out of the ground. The cloak then is pulled back to reveal this strange-looking individual. Long, kind of dreadlocks going back, rocky skin. When I say rocky, I mean cracked rock skin, holding this massive maul. And you see that there are no legs. There's just this wisp of floatingness. Like, it is very strange. He then raises his hand off to one side. A purple sphere starts to glow as this djinn attacks this cart.
Iris is with us, right?
Iris is with us, yes,
Oh,
and that's where we're going to end tonight.
I was just gonna the only thing I was gonna ask him is, this isn't the traffic police, is it?
Sure hope not. Oh man. Anyway,
right.
role play heavy tonight, but that was fun.
Yeah,
It
good.
was.
Real quick, let me pull you guys into this.
Oh, good.
So you guys can see the setup. I'm coming right now.
All right.
Okay.
Bye. Anyway, you guys have a fantastic night. I'm going to go help my wife get my daughter to bed and see y'all next week.
Sounds
All right.
good.
See you
Yeah.
next week.